Welcome to another Arthritis Help Movement Improvement session where you learn to move differently so you can feel better. I'm Dr. Dave, physical therapist. If you wake up in the morning and you feel some stiffness or some pain in your neck, in your shoulders, maybe your back, your hip, your knees, it might be that the position that you're sleeping in is actually putting strain on your joints. So today we're going to look at how you can optimally support your body and support your joints no matter what position you sleep in, no matter what condition you have, so that way you can wake up in the morning feeling comfortable and ready to take on the day. So what you're going to need is a couple of pillows to help bolster your body, and let's take a look at some different sleeping positions. First, we're going to look at sleeping on your back. So if you're sleeping on your back, the first thing we want to think about is your neck position relative to your body. So with your neck, the most important thing is that you don't want to have too much chin up or too much chin down. If you have no pillows, especially if you're a little bit rounded in the upper back, your head has to reach for the table. And if that happens, the chin winds up high and you wind up getting this crease in the neck, and that will put a lot of strain on the neck and on the shoulders. If you put one pillow, for me, what that does is that makes the head level with the body so the chin is not up nor down. If I add a second pillow, that'll be a little bit too high for me, but it might be appropriate for you. You see, when I'm here, my chin is buried, and actually the line from my ear to my chin is kind of coming down this way. And so that's going to put stress in the back of my neck, elongating those muscles. So for me, one pillow is optimal height, but for you, it might be two, or it might be a thinner, flatter pillow, depending on your flexibility in the neck and in the shoulders. Once you have that handled and figured out, you want to think about your knees. Anyone who has stiffness in the knees or pain in the knees in the morning, what they're going to want to do is take a pillow, maybe fold it in half, and just throw it underneath the knees, just like this. Putting a little bit of flex or a little bit of bend in your knees actually puts your knees into their most relaxed, comfortable position. So if having the knees fully straight is stressful or strenuous for you, just one nice pillow underneath the knees, that will take stress off of your knees. It also flattens your back a little bit down to the table, so anyone with back pain, this is usually alleviating for both the knees and the back. So now you've got the head figured out, you've got the back figured out, you've got the knees figured out, and this is your optimal laying on your back sleeping position. Now, if you're going to your side, so a lot of people are comfortable side sleepers, I like side sleep, you're usually going to double up the pillows. If you don't have enough pillows, what happens is your head winds up tilting downward. Again, you've got this downward slope, and that's going to put stress in the neck and the shoulder. Even one pillow very often, because you have your shoulder under you, is going to still create that downward slope. So you're going to want a second pillow. Some people use their hand to bolster that pillow, but I prefer a second pillow just to keep your head in this nice neutral position. Now, once you figured that out, you're going to have to figure out the position of this top leg. And this is where I see the most common severe pain that people get from sleep position is they throw this top leg over the bottom, sometimes even hang it off the bed, and they wind up sleeping in this position, which creates a lot of strain in the muscles on the side of the hip holding you. And it might not feel uncomfortable when you first get into this position, but if you hold it for hours and hours at a time, these muscles start screaming and people wake up with a lot of pain. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that this leg from the hip down to the knee is never on a down slope. So if I put a little marble here, it wouldn't roll into the knee. So you're better off with legs on top of each other, but even better, take another pillow and fold it up, and you're going to stick that pillow right in between your knees, and you'll see from that position, that's going to bolster my knee so it's parallel to the floor, or even maybe creates a down slope from the knee toward the hip. So from this position, you've got your head level, you've got your neck comfortable, and you've got this hip in a nice neutral position where you can be comfortable. And from here, you can sleep well. If this top arm gives you problems, then you're going to need even another pillow. If you have a pillow fortress, you're going to take even another pillow, and you can put it in between your arm and your body. I'm going to fold this up so that I don't lose that head height. And you want this pillow between your head and your body. If you have particular problems with the shoulder and the hip, sometimes one nice long body pillow to hug can be comfortable to give you both arm and leg and hip support. So that's lying on your side. Now, if you're a stomach sleeper, I've got you covered there too. So when you're sleeping on your belly, the biggest mistake that people make are keeping the pillows underneath their head. And when the pillow's underneath your head, it can crick your neck and stick your neck too high up in the air. So when you're sleeping on your chest or belly, you want to think about putting that pillow instead underneath your chest, so that way your head can lie flat. Sometimes you might even need two pillows to just help you get a little bit higher up in the air, depending on how flexible your upper back is. So from here you can see that my head starts to slope downward toward the table, and that's going to be much, much easier on the neck. It'll be easier to turn the head. The lower my chest is, the less I have underneath my chest, the more my neck has to handle this turning, and that can create strain. From this position, sometimes the feet can be uncomfortable because you might get cramping in the toes, or it might be difficult, so you take a pillow yet again, and you're just going to throw it right underneath the ankles, right, so that the toes can hang off the edge. And from this position with the pillow underneath the chest or underneath the belly, if you have low back pain, you'll feel much, much more comfortable and much less strain. All right, so there you have it. The most important things are making sure that your joints are supported when you're sleeping. On your back, on your side, on your stomach, making sure that you have the appropriate head position. On your side, making sure that the pillow between your knees so you're not straining that leg. And then on your belly, pillow underneath your chest, underneath your abdomen, and underneath your ankles. Experiment, see what works best for you, and maybe, just maybe, you'll wake up feeling a little bit more comfortable and ready to take on the day in the morning. I hope that helps. I'll see you all next week with a whole new video. Take care, everyone.